Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, the Dominica Social Security to review the conditions that govern survivor benefits. In news from the region, ECCB launches simplified bank account system to boost financial inclusion. And internationally, the Donald Trump administration says it will reinstate legal status of thousands of foreign students. Good evening, I am Leila Langford. Details of the news when we return.
Too often, customers are counted but not valued, like mere numbers, statistics, transactions. But at Flow, we're prioritizing you, our valued customers who have been with us through every milestone, every moment. That's why we're putting our money where your loyalty is. Flow customers claim up to $400 in rewards for smartphones, groceries, and more when you add mobile to your current internet plan. Because loyalty isn't a one-way street. At Flow, loyalty flows both ways.
DBS News.
Welcome back. Making the headline this evening, the Dominica Social Security is in the process of reviewing the conditions that govern survivors' benefits. Deputy Director of the Dominica Social Security, Augustus Etienne, says the system is continually evolving to accommodate the circumstances of survivors. He made these remarks during the DBS Radio Talking Point program on Thursday.
This system is not static. Things change over time to make things more relevant. There was a time when men would not qualify for survivor's benefit. There was a time when women would not qualify if they were working and earning a certain salary. So you change in the conditions over time to make this thing more relevant. So things change. But note that if, as I said, the benefit to the spouse who is under 50 is normally paid for 1 year, but you can get paid that benefit for an extended period of time if you're taking care of children that you and your deceased partner shared. We'll pay you until the last child comes off it when they're no longer eligible for benefit. And I was saying, even if by that time you get to 50, the benefit will still stop when that youngest child gets to the age, because you should have only been paid for 1 year, but you got paid because you were taking care of those children for as long as we paid you. Again, because the system is not static, right now you have situations where people can qualify for benefit because of their spouse's contributions. That is where they were not contributing themselves, but they themselves could have been contributing, and they have entitlement to their own benefit in their own right. Before, we would have been paying the person the higher of the two benefits, either theirs, what their contributions entitled them to, or what they were entitled to from their spouse, whichever was higher. Right now, we pay them the higher of the two and half of the other. So things are changing to make the thing more relevant. But to say too that we're also in the process of reviewing all the conditions governing survivors' benefit to kind of make sure it is taking care of people in need as opposed to some perceived condition. And that has been historical. We may need to change that going forward. But for the time being, that's how it is. So there are a lot of different conditions governing survivors. It is very involved. Every situation is different. So it depends on the person's particular circumstances that will determine what conditions are applied to them.
Deputy Director of the Dominica Social Security, Augustus Etienne. The Ministry of Agriculture has begun technical consultations with various groups to establish a national framework for Dominica's cannabis industry. Member of the National Advisory Cannabis Committee, Dr. Almario Kazimi, says following the consultations, the committee will meet to draft key recommendations for the establishment of this framework.
So since the formation of the National Cannabis Advisory Committee, the Ministry of Agriculture started the process of having technical consultations with the different thematic groups. As highlighted at the launch of the National Advisory Committee in terms of cannabis, we have 8 thematic groups working with, to include legal thematic group, medicinal thematic group, an economic thematic group, an agriculture thematic group, sacramental religious thematic group, public and social education thematic group, to name a few. And the idea is that we will meet systematically with regards to the formulation and the drafting of key recommendations in moving forward as the government engages with this cannabis industry. The advisory committee in itself is very, very fluid with regards to its membership. The intent is, like I said, to direct and to steer the technical discussions within these key thematic areas in terms of addressing key recommendations in moving forward.
Dr. Kazimi says developing these key relationships is vital to ensuring Dominica's success in this new venture.
We recently attended the Cannabis Festival in Wadadli. Obviously, that was very, very instrumental for Dominica in terms of forging future relationships within the OECS space in particular. So we know of the functionalities of the licensing authorities in Antigua, St. Kitts, St. Vincent, Barbados, most recently St. Lucia. They are all there to assist us in terms of strengthening our legislative environment and our readiness to actually get involved in this cannabis industry. As we speak, we are making proposals through the public sector investment program in terms of the annual subventions that the government is expected to make in terms of public sector investments. So for this year, 2025-2026 financial year, the Ministry of Agriculture is putting in a request to actually look at the housing of office space for the Cannabis Licensing Authority, as well as the hiring and appointment of key offices and officers identified in terms of initiating the process with regards to the licensing application process. So that is happening behind the scenes, and once we get the financial approvals for that, we would see somewhere post-July 2025 that could start to happen. But obviously there's still a lot of work to be done with regards to the processes, the checks and balances, etc. And that we are working with our OECS partners in terms of strengthening Dominica's position and readiness.
Member of the National Advisory Cannabis Committee, Dr. Almario Kazimi. The Dominica TVET Council has reached another milestone on Thursday as 45 Dominicans received skilled certificates in various fields. The CIDIMA certificates went to 18 individuals who completed the Construction Site Supervision CVQ Level 3 training program. An additional 27 individuals graduated in skills areas such as commercial food preparation, plumbing, electrical engineering, and garment making. Minister for Education Octavia Alfred says the graduation of the skilled individuals is a big day for Dominica.
It is a profound honor and a joy to stand before you today as we celebrate the significant milestone in the lives of our men and women who have chosen the path of skill, discipline, and transformation through technical and vocational education training. This ceremony marks the culmination of months of dedication, discipline, and determined effort. I can tell you, our graduates, you have journeyed through rigorous training and practical application to emerge not only with a certificate which is recognized within CARICOM, but with competencies, valuable skills that will contribute to your personal and professional lives and to society. Today we bear witness not only to the successful completion of a program, but to the rise of a new generation of skilled professionals, equipped, empowered, and ready to contribute meaningfully to the workplace, the economy, and the society at large.
Minister for Education Octavia Alfred. Tarek Gis was the instructor for the Construction Site Supervision CVQ Level 3 training program.
Thanks to the initiative, Dominica now has 18 professionals in the education sector who are equipped with the skills and knowledge to apply the new CARICOM Regional Code of Practice for the construction of houses, CRCP. As a civil engineer myself, I cannot emphasize enough the significance of this achievement. It marks a major milestone that directly contributes to the Build Back Better vision for Dominica, strengthening our housing stock to withstand Category 5 and more. Today, we gather to celebrate the remarkable accomplishment of our graduates, a group distinguished not only by the technical skill, but also by the exceptional ability to interpret, supervise, and uphold the highest standards of quality in construction. These future leaders have undergone rigorous assessment based on the comprehensive framework established by the regional standard. This standard isn't just a benchmark. It represents our commitment to excellence and innovation in our industry. Our graduates have learned to navigate complex challenges with foresight and integrity, ensuring that every project they undertake is executed with precision and care.
Instructor for the Construction Site Supervision CVQ Level 3 Training Program, Derek Geese. The Dominica Association of Teachers says the late Kenneth Samuel was a dedicated and proud educator. The late Kenneth Samuel, the first president of the Dominica Association of Teachers, will be laid to rest on Saturday, May 10th at 2 o'clock at Marigot.
Even after his retirement, he continued to provide teaching services to anyone who sought willingly or not. He was a stickler for correct English usage. Mr. Samuel served as the first president of the Dominica Association of Teachers and ensured that the association was on a strong footing by getting the association registered. Without the hard work of Mr. Samuel and others with him at the time, we would not be here today. He carried the association through its critical teething years and always attempted to do the association's work by crossing all T's and dotting all I's. Despite his almost Ayatollah approach to executing the work, he was a very approachable person who listened to all members and non-members alike. He was passionate and loved his farming, whether it was bananas, plantain, fishing, or poultry farming. He was a very frank and open-handed person, always offering something to anyone who stopped by. The Dominica Association of Teachers offers sincerest condolences to his wife and his children on his passing. May his memory live on and his legacy be always remembered.
Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Association of Teachers, Juanita Carbon. Voters in the Salisbury Village Council elections have placed their confidence in Ned Tousse. Mr. Tousse amassed 121 votes to top the polls this week. He was followed by Sylvia Vidal, 107 votes, Dirk Frederick, 103, Vincent Langley, 91, while Yvette Scotland and Rage Vidal tied in fifth place on 87 votes. The other candidate, Simon Francis, got 40 votes. In other news this evening, two religious denominations, along with President's Charities Foundation, will host an event celebrating jazz. The event, dubbed Jazz Vespers, will feature a variety of local, regional, and international artists and will take place on the State House grounds tomorrow from 7 p.m.
On the State House grounds. To join us, join Jeremy, Andrew Brathwaite, another from the BVI, and some of our well-known stars here in Dominica. You would have to come to know, to hear, to see our poets, our singers, our sign language people, our readers. We have a mix of clergy persons who are adept at what they do, not just preaching, but singing and giving the spoken word in other expressions. And we'll be in the company of Her Excellency, the President, and her husband, and even Monel will be leading us. So we invite you to come. We can't invite you to dine with us, but we certainly will be clinking glasses with you and offering you some treats We are grateful for everyone who is purchasing a $125 ticket. And what are you buying the ticket for? The ticket is a contribution to charity. That in our prayers, we not only pray just for us to have a good time, we pray for those who cannot even be there, who cannot even dream of that, to help them. So with the President's Charities Foundation, the Diocese of Roseau and the Bethesda Methodist Church, we have partnered together to have this year's Jazz Vesper.
Superintendent Minister of the Dominica Circuit of the Methodist Church, Reverend Dr. Keith Lewis. That's the National Focus, Regional and International Developments up next.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
DBS News.
In news from the region, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECCB, has made significant progress in its initiative to simplify the process of opening bank accounts for entrepreneurs and small business owners across the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, with the Basic Bank Account Program now fully implemented. ECCB Deputy Governor Dr. Valda Henry confirmed that the streamlined process was already giving results since taking effect on April 1. Dr. Henry noted that the simplified process is part of a broader strategy to boost economic resilience and growth in Antigua and Barbuda and the wider currency union, with the ECCB projecting regional growth of 3% for 2025. And internationally, the Donald Trump administration has said it is restoring the previously terminated legal statuses of hundreds of foreign students in the United States, while it develops a policy that will provide a framework for potentially ending them in the future. The decision was announced during a court hearing before a federal judge in Boston, who is presiding over a challenge by one of the many international students across the country suing over actions the administration took against them as part of Republican President Donald Trump's hardline crackdown on immigration. The move comes weeks after the Trump administration began revoking the visas of some thousands of international students, in addition to their records and legal statuses. That's news. The DBS Evening Sports Report up next.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets, PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Welcome to the DBS Evening Sports Report. Alec Avenese hit a blistering 91 not out as the Windward Islands Infernos defeated Guyana Rainforest Rangers by 25 runs in the opening match of the West Indies Breakout League at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Trinidad. Avenese struck 7 sixes and 5 fours in his 51-ball knock to guide the Windward's Infernos to 166 for 6 in 20 overs. Dylan Douglas weighed in with 26. Niall Smith took 3 for 28 and Shedan Blades 2 for 34 for Guyana Rainforest Rangers. The Rangers, needing 167, were in a commanding position on 120 for 2, but the batting collapsed and they were restricted to 141 for 9. Kevlin Anderson made 58 and Adrian Sunkwa 57. The Windward's Infernos winning by 25 runs. The other match today will feature Trinidad and Tobago Legions and Barbados Pelicans. President of the Dominica Cricket Association, Clement Masley, says the 2025 Dominica Cricket Association National Cooperative Credit Union sponsored Premier League promises to be a great one. The league gets underway tomorrow with 3 matches scheduled.
The league starts off tomorrow. We're hoping that we'll be blessed throughout the tournament with good weather. We see the skies being overcast for today, but hopefully that doesn't affect play in what promises to be a great tournament. The tournament, again, is being sponsored and bolstered by NCCU, and we at the Dominica Cricket Association is very thankful for the support thus far. And the games would be at Benjamin's Park, the Windsor Park Sports Stadium, and Geneva Playing Field in Granby, where we will have those teams in fierce battle in our Premier Division, which is the 2-day version. The games will start at 1 on Saturday, bearing in mind that there are many of our players who are gainfully employed and some of them work on Saturdays, so we had to take that shift in condensing the first day and then expanding this Sunday. So on Sunday we would have an excess of 100 overs being bowled, just so that we could get a similar amount of overs in a normal 2-day game. This would allow our players to express themselves, have a greater chance to understand what it takes to spend more time at batting. And the Premier Division is supposed to be a challenge because that's where we select the better players moving forward into our senior national team. And we're just hoping that this league offers us a great looking into some of the new players, new talent that we are hoping that will emerge in those tournaments as we added this year, make it our mandate to ensure that we find avenues to expose our players to greater levels of competition within the region.
Masley, who is also the interim president of the Windward Islands Cricket Board, commended the Dominica Under-19 cricket team for their recent victory at the Windward Islands Under-19 tournament.
This is a very proud moment for us. We have been throughout in excess of 15 years have not been able to hold that trophy. I tend to focus as well as the investments that have been made in the lives of the young men through the Dominica Cricket Association's Academy, the number of schools, cricket that has been played, organized by the sports division. So it is a moment for us to really embrace. I mean, I will not say it's just because of the sole efforts of the current DCA team, but it is we are the ones now responsible for ensuring that there is growth from what we met, and everybody has to take ownership of that success. In this point in time, we're just really grateful that we are able to come home with that championship. Kudos to the guys who put up their hands and really made it happen. The coach and the management staff, everyone within the cricketing fraternity has some part to play and really some part to celebrate as well. We want to continue in that vein. I felt that this tour our team was very dominant, and that is what we want to see in every team that goes out to represent our flag. That is the attitude and the approach that we need to adopt, and it will speak great for us not only at the sub-regional level but regionally and internationally as well. As our aim is to increase the number of players representing us on the world stage.
President of the Dominica Cricket Association and interim president of the Windward Islands Cricket Board, Clement Masley. In more cricket news, defending champions of the Dominica Cricket Association Premier League, Nagico Northern Stars Sports Club, are confident heading into the 2025 national season. The 2025 Dominica Cricket Association National Cooperative Credit Union sponsored Premier League officially kicks off on April 26. The defending champions, Nagico Northern Stars Sports Club, will be in action against KFC Summit Sports Club at the Windsor Park Stadium on Saturday beginning at 1 p.m.
Yeah, well, we got together a couple of weeks ago. We had a few guys being part of the under-19 setup. So we are confident in our team, the group that we have been able to assemble for this year's competition. As you know, we are the defending champions of the Premier League for 2 consecutive seasons. So we are looking forward to the start of the league against the Summits. We'll be playing at the Windsor Park, and the guys are excited. And we have been looking forward to the start of cricket for a few months now. So we are going out there to play the brand of cricket that we are accustomed to playing. And we are looking to go all the way once again this year. We're just hoping that season can go on uninterrupted. We have 5 matches to play, and we are looking to go out there and win all 5. We are hoping also that this year's competition can be of a high standard in terms of the play that will be out on the field, And we are also hoping that the general public can come out and support the cricket. The credit union obviously has put quite a sum into the cricket in terms of sponsorship, and it is all well for cricket. So we are hoping that the league goes on uninterrupted, and the Nagico Northern Stars Sports Club can come out victorious, because as a team, as a club, we are very confident with the group that we have. As I said, we have a mix of youth and experience. We have quite a few of the young players like Luvio, Charles, Amiel, Gilbert, Tej, Daniel, and a few of the others, who are coming through the system, through the school system as well. So we are hoping that those young boys, or young men, I should say, together with the senior players like Tyron Phillip, Delaney Alexander, Vincent Lewis, can really put together, gel well, and really put their best foot forward and retain the championship for the Nagico Stars.
Kevin James, captain of the Nagico Northern Stars Sports Club. Meantime, the captain of Convenience Plus Heaters, Micah Joseph, is hoping his team can put on a better showing from last season. Convenience Plus Heaters will take on Kalinago Blasters at the Benjamin's Park in Portsmouth from 1 p.m. on Saturday.
We have been doing something a few weeks before the tournament. The guys have been going out to Portsmouth in the indoor facility where we would put in the extra wood, just putting our fitness and just getting our iron in the middle using the bowling machines in terms of the upcoming season. So we would do our individual work as well, with extra running, extra skill work. In terms of looking forward to this season, we would like to finish higher from where we finished last season. So the guys are making the extra effort. We have one more session before the game on Saturday, so we're just making the best use of all the time we have before the tournament. Well, we have a few experience, Kazimi Benjamin, we have our Winnow Islands local spinner, Kamal Hamilton, we have Sherwin Labassiere. All these guys are experienced, so we just have to make the use of them, going outside there together with the youngsters. We have Omari, we have Shilon George, and Kimani Henry. There's a few names to point out. All these guys are experienced in terms of the 2-day cricket, so we just have to put it in action so that we could finish proper, see if we could make it to the finals. But we just have to start taking things one step at a time. So moving up and then just winning all games so we could be in a good position.
Captain of Convenience Plus Heaters, Micah Joseph. The other match beginning on Saturday, also at 1 p.m., will be Grand Bay Credit Union Calls versus Tremors in Grand Bay. Courtney Ansem is the captain of the Grand Bay Credit Union Calls.
My name is Courtney Ansem. I'm the captain for the Grand Bay Credit Union Calls. In terms of preparation, to be honest, there's not much preparation being done. I think fellas have been doing their personal stuff and others who are engaged in softball. That's much about it. In terms of coming up against the Tremors here in Grand Bay, I think we are pretty excited. We haven't been playing cricket for the past couple months, hardball cricket, so I think fellas are excited. Yeah, fellas have been keeping in touch, always discussing cricket. So I just feel like in their own space of mind that they're always ready.
Captain of the Grand Bay Credit Union Colts, Kutney Ansem, and Captain of Tremors Tyrone Theophile says his team is confident ahead of their opening match.
As you know, pertinent to the league, format has changed from the limited overs version to the 2-day version. So that is something that we as a team have to adapt to as quickly as possible. And yes, even though it came on us very quickly, but we haven't basically met as a team, but individually, guys have been putting in the work for the past few weeks and months. Well, we've been any team that comes our way, we are basically prepared to face whoever comes up as an opponent. But we're playing against the Grand Bay Colts in Grand Bay tomorrow and Sunday. But the game starts at 1, and on Sunday it starts at 9:30. So that's a 2-day format. So we have basically, as I said, we haven't trained as a unit. We guys have been putting in the work, individual work, I should say. And I think guys are high spirit. And myself, as the captain, I'm very confident in my play.
Captain of Tremors, Tyrone Theophile. Former cricket administrator Ainsworth Irish says the West Indies Breakout League will help in further developing West Indies cricket. The T20 format league began today in Trinidad. It is designed to spotlight emerging talent across the region and feature 6 teams competing in 17 matches from 25th April to 10th May 2025.
I want to commend Dr. Kisha Shallow for the very innovative move to have that breakout league. This breakout league is an opportunity for the youngsters, to show their potential. The Atanas, the Anderson, the Bishop, and Joel Andrew, these guys have the opportunity to showcase their talent. And of course, I think this is a good fillip for the development of West Indies cricket. And we have to commend, the West Indies Cricket Board for that sort of good idea in trying to develop the cricket and to have more cricket in the region. So these youngsters now have to show their talent and to go and, prove themselves as they prepare for the bigger things in the future. So I think full commendation, and I can only hope that this breakout league, we will see even more talent emerging for the development of West Indies cricket and the ascendancy.
Former cricket administrator Ainsworth Irish. And that's how we end the DBS Evening Sports Report and news. On behalf of the News and Sports Departments, I am Leila Langford saying good evening.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
27 minutes before 7 o'clock, you're listening to DBS Radio. It's time now for the Community Bulletin Board. We start off with the death announcements. We have one death announcement this evening. We announce the death of Mr. Clement Simpson, age 82, of Point Michelle. He died on Tuesday, 25th March at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. He was the husband of Lillian Simpson. He was the father of 4 children, Arthur, Michael, Lorna, and David. He will also be remembered by his 6 grandchildren, 9 siblings, Cleveland, Derek, Vernon, Denny, Dennis, Stephen, and Richard Simpson, Claire Jiwa, and Alice Johnson. 1 sister-in-law, 1 brother-in-law, nieces and nephews, names too numerous to mention. Close family, Barcier Balson and the Balson family in Forcani, Jamie Charles, Ronald Charles, Valentine Charles, Betty Celestine, Ruthina Hector and their families. Caregivers Royette and Vanya. The community of Point Michel and friends and families names too numerous to mention. The body of the late Mr. Clement Simpson of Point Michel will be transported from Lena's funeral home for viewing at 11:30 p.m. on